I'm Tom Miller, and as pastor of Central Assembly in Superior, Wisconsin, I know there's nothing worse than dealing with an unruly member. Today in Fuel for the Fire, volume 678, that's exactly what we do. James 3 tells us the tongue is a little member that can cause great problems. It's like a spark that ignites a forest fire or a tiny rudder that steers a gigantic ship. It's small but powerful. The tongue, the Bible says, can no man tame. It's an unruly evil full of deadly poison. Nothing is more difficult, the Bible says, than to control the human tongue. While the tongue is an unruly, uncooperative member, we need to remember where what we speak comes from. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart brings forth that which is good. And an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart brings forth that which is evil. For of the abundance of the heart, Luke says, his mouth speaketh. At the core of the issue is what dwells in our heart. And what dwells in our heart is what we surround ourselves with. The heart seems to unwittingly absorb its environment. What you listen to, what you watch, what you read, who you hang out with. These are your influencers. These are the forces you allow to shape you, and your heart drinks it all in. 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, bad company corrupts good morals. Proverbs 13:20 says, he that walks with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. The Bible is clear, and common sense affirms if we hang with violent people, we'll be more violent. If we spend time with people who are kind, we will become kinder ourselves. If we spend our time with people who tend to be negative, we'll find our heart filled with negativity. And it's out of the reservoir of our heart from which our mouth speaks. The heart is a storage bin of words and passion that feeds our lips with language and emotion. It often bypasses any would-be filters which could mercifully sift out the hurtful, foolhardy words. The old expression is input-output. What goes in will eventually make its way out, and what comes out had to find a way in first. We cannot sit in the seat of the scornful and not be impacted. We cannot pour over a steady diet of skeptical, angry posts and not be affected. What we immerse ourselves in will permeate us, and what fills our heart will eventually work its way to the surface. Perhaps the way to control our tongue is to make sure the heart from which it draws its life from is filled with love, purity, and a generous amount of God's precious word. That's the way I see it, and that's a little fuel for the fire. And remember, I love you guys.